Hey everyone, wanted to give some quick thoughts on the 2013 Survivor Series, of course, coming up Sunday on pay-per-view. Survivor Series was at one point one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year because of the concept, the traditional 5-on-5 or 4-on-5 Survivor Series style matches, the elimination matches, and of course through the years the pay-per-view has evolved and changed, and there are, I'm glad this year, at least a couple of traditional Survivor Series matches. Of these 6 that are on the pay-per-view, 2 of them are Survivor Series style matches, and then of course there's a pre-show match. And I blogged about this recently, kind of calling it Rest in Peace Survivor Series because it's not the same as it was, 25, 26 years ago when this pay-per-view, of course, started. But, things change, and I don't necessarily like it, but I'm not going to sit here and be negative about it. I want to get right into this show coming up. Of course, The Miz turning heel on Monday Night Raw against Kofi Kingston. They were in a tag team matchup. I believe it was against the Real Americans, but The Miz showing his true colors and walked away from Kofi Kingston. I think probably the best move for Miz at this point. I feel like his career is a little bit on life support here lately. Hasn't done a whole lot. He has really fallen from grace after being United States champion and the WWE champion, of course, main eventing in WrestleMania a few years ago, and now opening up the show at Survivor Series. He opened up the show on the YouTube show on WrestleMania as well. And I know that that first match is an important one as well, but from a overall standpoint, you got to wonder where he's going next. And I look for him to go over Kofi Kingston, which I don't necessarily like that because I do think that Kofi Kingston is still kind of getting the raw end of the deal, no pun intended. Kofi is one of those guys that I thought for a long time should be making a bigger impact on WWE than he actually is, but that's besides the point right now. I could continue going on, but I probably should move on to Big E Langston defending his newly won Intercontinental Championship against former champion Curtis Axel. I'm afraid the Curtis Axel project is over in terms of his push, and if you want to call it that, his relationship with Paul Heyman. I had higher hopes and bigger expectations for Curtis Axel. I think they put the Intercontinental title on him way too soon, and people just got sick of him, bored of him, tired of him, whatever, and he just has not gone anywhere. And I look for Big E Langston's push to continue on, and he will retain the Intercontinental Championship. One of the traditional Survivor Series matches features 7 divas who are or have been on the Total Divas show against 7 divas who are not and upset about that. It's... And I hate to have this opinion, it's a Divas match. Some of the Divas are very talented. Tamina Snuka, AJ Lee, of course, Natalia Neidhart, probably the best of them all. Summer Rae has shown me some good potential as well. And I'm not going to sit here and knock all the Divas, but I'm not sure where they're going to go with this or what they're going to have developing. So to pick a winner, I'm not even sure who to pick. Moving on to the other traditional Survivor Series match, it's the Rhodes Brothers, Cody and Dustin, or Goldust rather, the Usos joining forces with the newly returned Rey Mysterio, which I'm happy to see that he is back. They're taking on the Shield, all 3 members of the Shield, as well as, I'm checking my notes here, and the Real Americans. I think that probably in this one could go either way as well. I'm wondering if they're going to use this as an opportunity to push the Real Americans and get them over and as tag team title contenders, or with Rey coming back, will this be his big return and getting the win? I'm going to go for the babyfaces to win in this matchup. CM Punk and Daniel Bryan team up against the Wyatt family, 2 members of the Wyatt family, Eric Rowan and I'm not saying that right, I don't think, and Luke Harper. I look for the Wyatt family to win this one. They've put Harper in there in singles matches against Punk and Bryan and lost. I think that it would be smart to keep the Wyatt family built up strong as a unit. Maybe not as individuals. That maybe doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but I do hope that the Wyatt family goes over here. Although I love Punk and Bryan, but I want to see something a little new and a little different. John Cena well, he is going to retain, I believe, is going to defend the World Heavyweight Championship against former champion Alberto Del Rio. After Damian Sandow cashed in and lost Money in the Bank, his attempt to win the World Heavyweight title, I've kind of not been into the whole John Cena thing as champion. I'm going with John Cena, obviously, to win this one. Randy Orton defends against The Big Show in what will probably be the main event. I look for some sort of screw job ending to this. It is, after all, the Survivor Series where the Montreal screw job occurred back in 1997, and of course 15 years ago it happened in St. Louis with The Rock winning the Deadly Games Heavyweight Championship, or WWE Championship tournament over Mankind in that big swerve, if you will. So I look for something to happen, something not on the level is going to go down, and we're going to continue on with this, in my opinion, less than stellar angle. Hopefully, though, Survivor Series offers a bit of a reset. I'm disappointed, and of course, this is Thursday. Who knows when they may add more matches? I don't watch spoilers, so I don't know if they did anything for SmackDown. But we're missing guys like Dolph Ziggler, Ryback, the Primetime Players, tons of Funk. There are other guys that aren't on the card that I wish kind of were, and that's where you get everybody's involvement when you do those traditional 5-on-5 or 4-on-5, or 4-on-4 rather, Survivor Series style matches. So, I've rambled way too long. What do you think? Who's going to win? Who's going to lose? Post here, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.